Virgin Voyages have a reputation of being a little bit different about what's included when you step on board. And with the news of some changes happening in the world of Virgin Voyages when it comes to voyage fares, we want to take a look at what you can expect when you get on board Virgin Voyages, even with these changes in mind. I'm David from VV Insider. If you're new here, VV Insider is the #1 resource for information, guides, and news about Virgin Voyages. Now is the time to hit subscribe because you've found the absolute experts on Virgin Voyages. We're going to help make sure you get the most out of every single voyage and save money while you do it. So follow along, give us a subscribe, give us a like, and also visit vvinsider.com for even more incredibly useful guides and tools as well. Later on in this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get exclusive perks by booking with us. But for right now, let's take a look at what's included with your voyage fare. So we're going to run through all of the incredible dining options that are available, the drinks that are included with your voyage fare, the Wi-Fi that you get on board, and also the incredible entertainment and classes that are available too. Stick around until the end where we're going to go through 5 insider tips of how to make the most of your included benefits on board. So let's dive right in. If you've never cruised before and you're unfamiliar with the likes of Royal Caribbean or Princess or Celebrity, I'm going to try and give you an indication of how Virgin Voyages differs and how the price you pay includes a lot more than you would see on the other lines. Let's kick things off with food and dining. On Virgin Voyages, the food offered in the restaurants and eateries on board is really fantastic compared to other cruise lines. Something quite unique on Virgin Voyages is that there are no specialty restaurants. Specialty restaurants are the nicest top-end restaurants on some other cruise lines that you have to pay an additional charge for. So for example, if you're sailing on Disney Cruise Line, there are things like Palo, which is an Italian restaurant, and because it's high-end, you're expected to pay an additional surcharge for that restaurant. Well, on Virgin Voyages, there is nothing like that. You can go to any one of the restaurants and it's always included in your voyage fare. So I'll quickly go over the restaurants that are included, and remember, you book your own dining. So if you want to skip one of these restaurants, feel free to do that. We're going to start off at the Wake, which is the steakhouse on board. This is a really elevated and plush experience with a very elegant and sophisticated air. So expect incredible steaks like filet mignon, and also there are some incredible seafood options available, including a really popular clam chowder starter. Now let's move over to Extra Virgin, the high-end Italian on board. Here you're going to expect incredible antipasto, pastas, and secondi. Many of the options in this restaurant change depending on which ship you're on. Keep an eye out for the orange items on the menu to get a dish that is specifically catered for your vessel. Now let's move over to Pink Agave, which is a very stylish Mexican restaurant with really fresh Mexican food and a lovely bar that serves incredible margaritas, palomas, tequila drinks. Then we have Razzle Dazzle, which is very dependent on which ship you're on. If you're sailing on Valiant or Resilient Lady, you will have the original Razzle Dazzle, which serves up elevated American fare. But if you happen to be sailing on Scarlet Lady, you will be eating in Lucky Lotus by Razzle Dazzle, which is an Asian-themed restaurant. Or if you're sailing on Brilliant Lady, you'll be in Rojo by Razzle Dazzle, which is a Spanish-themed restaurant. Then we have Gunbay, the first Korean barbecue at sea. This is an incredible experience which includes a free drinking game. Make sure you don't skip the incredible sides that are available in Gunbay, like the Korean fried chicken. And last but not least, when it comes to the main restaurants on board, you have the Test Kitchen, which is an incredible tasting menu offering designed to look like a science laboratory. This is a high-end and upmarket experience. And again, each of those restaurants I've just mentioned are all included with your voyage fare. Before I mention the other eateries, you will need to make sure that you get a dining reservation for each of these restaurants. It's nice, of course, for Virgin Voyages to include these as part of your voyage fare, but it does mean that there's quite a lot of competition to get big tables and the best dining slots. So if you want to make sure that you're dining at a decent time throughout the evening, make sure you get your reservations in as quickly as possible. Now, this will depend on which fare type and which cabin category you belong to. We have a guide on vvinsider.com which will tell you when to log in to make those dining reservations, and crucially, how you do it as well. So don't miss out eating where you want to eat. Go to VV Insider, make sure you don't miss out. Aside from the incredible restaurants that are included, there are a huge number of other places to eat which are included in your voyage fare as well. Some of these are really fun, and some of these you would expect to pay extra for on other cruise lines. For example, you have things like the pizza place, where you can get really delicious specialty hand-prepared pizzas that are cooked right in front of you. You can choose from a menu of curated pizzas, or there's always a daily special, or you can just design your own and choose all the toppings that you like. Very nearby the pizza place, you also have Lick Me Till Ice Cream, which is the ice cream parlor, and that's included with your voyage fare as well. There are incredibly delicious dining options available in the dock and the dock house. So this includes things that are fresh from a real flamed grill and beautifully fresh prepared dips and crudité as well. Every afternoon, this switches over into Opera Hour, where there are Greek-inspired options available too. If you're looking for a very fun and casual dining option, there's the social club where you can get hot dogs and chicken wings, popcorn and candy as well. Again, all included with your fare. Simply ask and you will receive. The last casual dining option I want to mention is the Sun Club Cafe, available on Deck 16. This is where you can get lovely, fresh Asian-inspired poke bowls and bao buns as well. Perfect little snacks if you're just soaking up the sun. Now, I can't step away from dining without talking about the galley. The galley is very special on Virgin Voyages because Virgin Voyages have had enough of buffets. If you go to any other cruise line, you will often see a large buffet with a huge amount of food that is often quantity over quality and messy plates everywhere. Well, things are a little different on Virgin Voyages with the galley. So instead of a buffet, this is a really elevated food court style experience. When you order something from the galley, it is freshly prepared by the staff. There are a huge number of options in the galley, from noodles to sushi to breakfast and burgers and toasted sandwiches, tacos. Each of these things are available in specific dining areas, so you can have a good old browse and order from each of these kiosks yourself. Alternatively, you can simply sit at a table, put up a little flag on your menu, and someone will come over and serve you at your table. It's a lot more sophisticated than a standard buffet, and the food is a lot nicer than when it comes in one of those big troughs and you have to help yourself using a spoon that several other people have touched. It doesn't bear thinking about. So if you've not sailed on any other cruise line, it might come as a little bit of a surprise to know that filtered water is not included generally as part of your cruise fare. If you want to drink water that isn't just tap water, then you normally need to pay for a water package, so where you get several plastic bottles of water in the room. Well, Virgin Voyages disagree with that whole ethos, and certainly they don't want everyone wasting plastic just to get a fresh glass of water. On Virgin Voyages, filtered water is included as part of your fare. This not only will be in your room, so you get 2 carafes of water in your room, and you can always ask for that to be refilled, so it's unlimited, but also at any bar and any restaurant around the ship as well. If you ask for water, you're not just going to get horrible tap water, it will be nice filtered water around the ship. But if you prefer to have a bottle by your side, if you bring a reusable bottle, there are filtered water stations for you to refill your bottle pretty much everywhere on board. The included soft drinks don't end there. All non-premium soft drinks are included as part of your voyage fare. Now, this is very novel compared to other cruise lines that will normally charge for even a soft drinks package, which can sometimes be nearly $30 a day just for a few Cokes and a Sprite. On Virgin Voyages, again, the soft drinks are included with your voyage fare, and thankfully this is not just limited to one area on the ship. Some cruise lines might boast a claim that you do get included soft drinks, but you need to go to one area like the buffet to grab them. You can't just order them from any bar. But again, on Virgin Voyages, if you want a soft drink, you simply rock up to any bar that's open and ask for it, and you won't even need to tap your band, it will just be included. So if you're asking for a Diet Coke or a Sprite, they'll just hand that over for you and you can order that anywhere on board. And of course, that includes when you're dining as well. If you're looking for hot drinks, you can get regular coffee and tea as well in the galley or at any restaurant. The only hot drinks that you'll pay for are the specialty ones. If you want an espresso-based drink or a specialty tea, you will be charged, and that will go onto your normal spending account. If you cruise with a drink in mind and want those specialty alcoholic drinks, there is a way to save money on those. And I'll come on to that in our insider tips at the end of this video, so watch out for that. So that's your food and drink sorted. Let's move on to Wi-Fi. You're always going to have Wi-Fi included as part of your fare when you step on board Virgin Voyages. The type of Wi-Fi and the speed of the Wi-Fi that you will get will depend on the type of fare and the type of cabin that you've chosen. As a very minimal standard, every single sailor will at least get one device where they can log in and use the Wi-Fi. And that Wi-Fi will be at least stable and quick enough for you to stay in touch with people at home and those on board as well. Virgin Voyages tout the basic Wi-Fi plan as you're able to use messages and social media and light browsing. If you need something better than this Wi-Fi plan, it's either included with your voyage fare if you've chosen a premium fare. You might get it with your loyalty plan. So if you're in the sailing club and you have Deep Blue Extras, for example, you'll get the premium Wi-Fi. Or if you're in a Mega Rockstar suite, you get the work from home Wi-Fi. Now, of course, there are a few options here. And if you're confused at all about Wi-Fi, head over to vvinsider.com. We explain all the Wi-Fi options. You should be able to figure out which Wi-Fi you'll expect when you head on board and the options available to you if you want to upgrade. So now let's talk about the entertainment options that you get included with your fare. And this is where Virgin Voyages is really stellar, because the options are available to you not only with the headline entertainment and the cabaret shows, but also an incredible amount of daytime activities included with your voyage fare as well. And some of those activities feel like they should be charged for because they're just so good. Let's start with those daytime activities. These are generally run by the Happenings cast. If you're not familiar with the Happenings cast, these are 12 individuals that take on the role of the traditional cruise director. Instead of having some stuffy old guy telling you what to expect during your day on board, you have these 12 individuals that will actually lead you through and host these really fun activities. Most of these daytime activities will be centered around group activities. So these are either indoor activities, things like speed puzzle challenges where you build a jigsaw within an hour and whoever completes it first gets a free round of drinks, or a huge amount of trivias that happen every day, including on the longer voyages, competitive trivia where your team accrues points all the way through the voyage. There are also other sedate things like crafting classes, like creating friendship bands, for example. Or if you're feeling a little bit more active, there are tons of really lively options like VHS workout, which is a fun and campy 1980s style workout. They're also doing a newer version of this, which is inspired by the 1950s, so that sounds really fun. There are also options like dodgeball and other fun, lively dancing classes as well, like boy band workout and Broadway boogie. So depending on how lively and active you feel, there are tons of options available for you. And again, like I've said, these are hosted by the Happenings cast. This cast of people are really useful to get to know throughout your voyage because they will be involved with and leading more exciting things as the voyage progresses. I expect to see them at nighttime things like cabaret sessions with the hostess. You'll also see them at the big club nights like Electric or Club Caliente. In quite a few of these club nights, sailors are invited to come dressed along with the theme. For example, in We Fancy, you'll be dressed in glittering gold. For Club Rubik's, which is a 1980s style club night, people don their neon sweatbands and wigs and really get involved with the fun. And of course, that's all optional. If you prefer not to dress up, don't worry about it. You'll see more of the Happenings cast on the Scarlet Night celebrations. The main thing about Scarlet Night is that everyone wears red, the whole ship is turned red, and we celebrate the voyage with the Octopus Goddess, played by the hostess. There is fun and exciting entertainment around the entire ship. If you want to learn more about Scarlet Night, either head over to vvinsider.com where we have a full Scarlet Night guide, or I have done a video on Scarlet Night not too long ago, so I'm going to link that in the comments. So if you want to watch my video about Scarlet Night, head over there and you can see what to expect. Now, there are so many Happenings events and different types of entertainment options that I'm going to point you towards vvinsider.com where we list all the entertainment. And some of the entertainment options are specific to your individual ship. If you know you're sailing on Scarlet, Valiant, or Resilient, or Brilliant, take a look at what a normal event lineup looks like for your ship. because it really will depend. Now, the final thing I'm going to mention is the included options when it comes to health and fitness. So all of the group workout sessions are included as part of your Voyage fare. So this includes things like HIIT classes, yoga, spin classes. They also have an incredibly well-stocked gym with the latest high-tech equipment. Some of the exercise classes are very popular. In particular, there's a bungee class at sea which books out quickly. To avoid disappointment, make sure you get on the app as soon as you get on board and book those classes in. On the website, we have a full guide to booking and those first come, first serve events. So head over there to make sure you get into everything you want to get into. Before we get into our insider tips on how to make the most out of your voyage, let's quickly review what's not included, so things you need to look out for. So the first thing to mention are drinks. Alcohol, of course, is not included with your standard voyage fare. It's not an all-inclusive cruise. You do need to pay for alcohol. Now, there are ways to reduce the cost of alcohol, and I'll come on to that in our insider tip. Anything that you want to order off the menu that includes alcohol, you're always going to be charged extra for that. Other specialty drinks that are soft drinks will also be charged for. Freshly squeezed juice, you're going to be charged for that. Specialty coffees that are espresso based or things like chai tea are going to be charged for too. Luckily, what we found is Virgin Voyages don't push the prices of these specialty drinks too much. So the cost of alcohol, for example, will be similar to what you would expect to see in a large city. Not cheap, but not incredibly expensive at the same time. VVinsider.com can help you figure out what the general prices of drinks are. Other things that you'll pay for are the spa and thermal suites. This is the Redemption Spa. It is a lovely spa, but it is not included with your voyage fare. You are going to have to pay to enter the spa. We have all the information you'll need to know on the cost on VV Insider. There is no laundrette on board. So with other cruise lines, you might have a laundrette on a couple of floors. On Virgin Voyages, there is no self-serve laundry service. So you're always going to have to send your stuff to the laundry. This, of course, is charged for. We have all the details of how to use the laundry services and the costs involved on the website. The last notable mention is something that is touted as included, but there is a caveat. This is called Ship Eats. That is the name that Virgin Voyages give to room service. Now, the room service is traditionally included as part of your voyage, but one big caveat here is that in order to get the delivery charge for free, you need to pay for stuff over the value of $10. You can order free food from Ship Eats, which is great, but you will pay a $10 delivery charge unless you're paying for things like alcoholic beverages or specialty coffees that total up to more than $10. A little tip here is that if you do intend to drink maybe a couple of cans of Heineken, just pop them into your order on Ship Eats and your order will come. You're just paying for your Heinekens that you would anyway, but you can keep them in your fridge in your room and you can enjoy them whenever you like. So now let's talk about those 5 insider tips of how to get the most out of your voyage fare. Tip number 1 is to book early for your included dining and events. Although your dining and events are included, they're going to get snapped up if you don't book them as quickly as you possibly can. Especially on the busier sailings, you might find it difficult to get the dining reservation or book into the events. Make sure you know when your dining booking window opens. Your dining booking window will depend on the voyage fare that you have chosen and also the cabin type that you're in. If you're in one of the suites, or if you're a rock star or a mega rock star, you will be able to reserve your dining 120 days in advance of your sailing. So that's a huge amount of time. You probably won't have any problems finding the dining slots that you need. But on the other end of the spectrum, if you base or lock it in fare, you might have as little as 15 days before your sailing to book dining in. So make sure you know how long you have until you're dining and jump on the app quickly to book those slots. If you're worried about securing the dining option that you want because you don't have a huge amount of time, you might want to look into upgrade options and moving to the premium voyage fare choice in order to get that dining booked and give you peace of mind. But again, that is entirely up to you. Another way to control your spending while you're on board is to use your bar tab effectively. Your bar tab is an onboard credit that you can only spend on beverages. So unlike your standard onboard credit that you can use for everything, like things from the shop or shore excursions, anything, your bar tab is restricted to things you're ordering through your wristband at a bar. You can make a saving by using this bar tab credit not least because you can get bar tab included as part of your fare. Sometimes there are deals and promotions that will give you a specific amount of bar tab that you can spend on board. If you want to check out the latest offers, head over to vvinsider.com/book and we can have a look at any perks and offers that are available to you. But otherwise, you can add bar tab yourself and you can actually get a bonus for doing this. So as an example, if you add $500 of bar tab, you get 20% extra, so an extra $100 for free to spend on board. They're rewarding you for paying for drinks before you step on board. How do you know how much bar tab you actually need? vvinsider.com is home to the bar tab calculator, where we make things really easy. You just tell us how much you generally drink on a normal day during your cruise, let's say 3 glasses of wine and a couple of beers, and we do all the maths for you to tell you exactly how much bar tab you should add to your account to make the most savings before you sail. It's a savvy way of making sure you're not spending too much before you step on board. So make sure you head over there and calculate that before you do anything. Building on bar tab, let's talk about tip number 3, which is all about how to get free drinks when you sail. Now, as much as I said earlier that every alcoholic drink that you buy, you will have to pay for, well, actually, there are some free and complimentary drinks to look out for. So I'll just go through a few noteworthy mentions. During the sail away celebrations, the hostess will raise a toast to the voyage ahead, and the bar staff will actually be going around distributing free glasses of sparkling wine. This is a brand called St. Louis. The little tip here is that if you want another glass, you can simply go up and take it. So do take advantage of the sail away bubbles. It's a really nice complimentary gift that Virgin give you to kick your voyage off with a bang. Another way of getting free drinks is simply to participate. If you're going to events like Bingo with the Diva, for example, if you're called up to participate, you might be getting on stage or saying something on the microphone. Sometimes during those events, you will be given a voucher for a free drink that you can redeem later that day. For anyone that is shy of guest participation, this isn't for you. But if you do want to get involved, have a good time during those events and get a free drink for doing that, your bravery will be rewarded slightly. So a free drink available if you're lucky. If you're a boffin and really good at trivias, often there is a free round of drinks available for those larger trivia sessions. So if you enjoy doing trivia and you're particularly good at it, there might be some free drinks for you. There are a number of hidden options to get complimentary drinks as well. The big takeaway is that you need to participate, you need to go along to these happenings events. You need to have a good time. And during that good time and getting involved with the activities, you'll be surprised at the complimentary things you might receive. So just go and have a good time. Don't expect anything, but if you get something, it's a nice perk. Tip number 4 is all about prioritizing the hard to get eateries. When your reservation timeline comes up and your booking window opens, some restaurants are harder to secure than others. Notable mentions here are Gun Bay and Pinkagar. The Korean barbecue and Mexican restaurant are generally smaller than the other eateries, so make sure you prioritize them if you want a good time. So maybe lock those in first. The test kitchen, although it's a fantastic experience, does take a little bit longer than the other eateries. If you're booking the test kitchen, have a look on your agenda, have a look to see whether you're in port that day, for example, and really allot enough time for it. Try and avoid Scarlet Night if you can, because you don't want to be stuck in the test kitchen if you know that there's exciting activities happening outside the door, or if there's a show you want to see. Just make sure you keep an eye on that. Tip number 5 is about the things you can get by being part of the sailing club. And the sailing club on Virgin Voyages is the loyalty scheme, and it's actually very generous. The top end of this sailing club is called Deep Blue Extras. With Deep Blue Extras, you get a ton of really rewarding perks. You get $100 of bar tab included per sailor, generally $200 per cabin if you're sailing with your partner. You also get 2 specialty hot drinks a day. So those espresso-based coffee drinks or those incredible specialty teas, you get those included too. And there's also a sunset cocktail event where for an hour you get unlimited drinks included in a really nice soiree with other Blue Extras members. Even if you're not in the highest tier of Deep Blue Extras, but you qualify for Blue Extras, that cocktail event is available for you as well. And with Blue Extras and Deep Blue Extras, you get a laundry service included as well. If you want to read about all the perks of the sailing club and how to get into it, including if you can actually link your loyalty with a different cruise line and bring it over to Virgin Voyages, which you can do as well, head over to vvinsider.com. Naturally, if you sail more with Virgin Voyages, you're going to earn that loyalty reward and head up the sailing club yourself. Well, here's a really interesting bonus tip for you. There's actually a way to get double loyalty, where you can earn loyalty points for every single sailing that you take on Virgin Voyages. And this is called the Red Diamond Club. The Red Diamond Club is a free membership that you get by booking your Virgin Voyage through vvinsider.com. So if you're looking around for a first mate or thinking about booking your Virgin Voyage on the virginvoyages.com website, instead of doing that, get this double loyalty by simply booking through vvinsider.com. It doesn't cost you any more at all, and you'll have the benefit of earning diamonds for every single sailing that you take on Virgin Voyages, and you can change these diamonds out for onboard credit. So you can treat yourself on your future Virgin Voyages by spending these diamonds on onboard credit that you can spend on anything on board. So not only alcohol, but maybe things in the shops or shore excursions. Don't miss out by booking anywhere else. Head over to vvinsider.com/book. You're not going to pay any extra, but you're going to get that extra loyalty included. And you'll have peace of mind that your voyage is being planned and managed by the #1 Virgin Voyages expert at VV Insider. So thank you so much for coming along on this exploration of what's included with your Virgin Voyages cruise, and crucially, how to make the most out of it. If there are any tips that we've missed out and you think you know better, then please let us know in the comments and we can update our guides on vvinsider.com to reflect your incredible input. VV Insider is nothing without our incredible sailor community, so keep those messages of support coming in. If you have anything to share or contribute, including pictures of the cabin that you stayed in, then please let us know. Head over to vvinsider.com to learn exactly how to do that. For more guides and information like this, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. I'll be back next Saturday with our Virgin Voyages Insider Update to tell you about all the news that's happened over the past few weeks. Until next time, happy sailing.